So hi everybody, welcome back. This is the second chapter about the construction, the creation, for the Esagamma E, Esagamma E in Italiano. This was a truck made by Lancia between 1964 to I think 77, 78, in the short period that was before the Fiat Veicoli Industriali overtake to the Lancia Veicoli Industriali. So they made a unique company before the creation of Iveco Corporation, and it was just Fiat Veicoli Commerciali in the 70s, And this is the second chapter, In the first one, I basically showed you why did I create the upper part of the cab, that is this one. As you probably know, it is missing the front grille and the logo Esagamma E and Esa Delta, similar truck, nearly identical in the cab to the Esagamma series, because I'm committed this stuff to be done in 3D. I hope by a very skilled designer, that already made some stuff for me. Little delaying in time, when you commit stuff, because they are very, very busy. I have a couple of them now, so we will see. Will be the first one preparing the item for me. So this central grill will be made completely in 3D for the master part. Instead, what I finished now is this part. This is the lower part of the cab. I integrated a bumper. Even if the part of the bumper will be separated, so this part will be separated to be able to cast it in a, if I can have better focus of it, there it is. Had to be casted, a little different from what I did to the Buffo series, where there was no lights in the front bumper. Instead, this one has the bumper and as well as the central hook. The central hook down there. This is a quite raw steel dimension for the front lights, but they have very, very strange shape, and they must be fitted. I made a test with spare parts coming from the Fiat 190. They should be somewhere there. This one, they can be cutted and fitted into this hole. The dimension is very similar, so it's enough that you just take it on the proper dimension, this part or any other transparent part with probably a little detail over the surface, Probably in focus tonight with the telephone, you see. So it's enough that you can cut it in the proper dimension for that, as well as I have made a central hub that was slightly different from the Buffos type, because they were much more squared. Instead, this was probably just rounded. There was no needing to make a wider one like the Fiat did for to host a V8 engine. They never had V8, they were just 6-in-line motor, and so probably you will be able to fit everything to the once again to the series of truck coming. I think also for this one, being my idea to do basically this type of version, this is the one that I like best, the 6x4. Even if there was also the ordinary 4x2 version, so there is plenty of version of this truck, and a lot of 4-axle. They were the first one in Lancia using the schema used today, so front steering wheel plus three axles on the rear part. This draw also show this central exhaust that sometimes was not present, so sometimes you just had the ordinary under here. So it depends really from version to version. Once again, what I want to provide is the basic version of the cab of the Esagamma E. And of course, in the detail I will provide also a steering wheel. It's nearly similar to the Lancia real original one, and probably I will add more, because now the main parts are done, so the 3 parts. This lower part took a lot of effort to be done, I also made a basic detail for the coverage, for the hauling of the motor, you know. Somebody want to cut it. Usually these parts were covered by carpet, you know, so if you see picture, it was everything covered by carpet here, and over the rear part of the seat, you know, the frontal seat is here. This was just a truck that had the right hand drive for overpassing, you know. We didn't have the regulation like today, so the driving side will be that one. But if you have a closer look at the pictures, you know, I like every time to whom buy my stuff, I used to provide a lot of documentation, basically the documentation I have to do these vehicles. And so I think it will be possible for everybody to create a decent replica, a decent model of the Esagamma. The next step will be to detail as much as I can, you know, because this is not a pure and only scratch build, but this is meant to be a master for reproduction, so I cannot go deep in the details like when I'm just building up a truck for myself. That I probably will do when I build up the demo. You know, every time that I produce an item in resin, every time I build up my own demo kit and with my artistical interpretation, so usually they are just destroyed or very well used. I like them when they are used, you know. I don't like brand new from factory truck, even if there is plenty of images of this truck just coming from the Salone Internazionale of Turin, where they presented the truck, you know. Lancia was from Torino, so it was a very important item for the city, you know. So that's it. Basically the 90% of the cab is here. I will spend the next few weeks in detailing that and retaking some small details like this. I have to plan everything to have no problem in the casting production, you know. This will probably an item that, depending from when the part will arrive, from the frontal finished part will arrive, I think will be in production for the end of the year, I guess. I hope, you know. I told you that I was so lucky that the guy, the production plant, was able to restart the activity. You know, I was really scared this time that we could not absolutely go further with that. Instead he could. Very skilled guy. And so that's it. This is the three main part. Even if you just see two, the third one is this separate bumper, you know. I made also two little referring point down there. All this part, for your info, will be a part that have to be sanded by the modeler, you know. When you get the cab, these brackets will be sanded off with a mini drill, you know, and as well as this rear bar will be taken away. I don't want to take it away now in the preparation of the master, because I see that very often they gave a kind of problem, and probably will add another extra bar down here for the production to keep it in the straight position, you know. I made a kind of Lego cast for them, you know, with referring points here and there that I have to cast in the underside of the cab, so it had to be quite automatic, fitting like really like a Lego, you know, this way. So it will be nearly impossible to miss the proper setting of all the three parts and the proper distance for the bumper, you know. Just have to respect the part that I made and don't make any modification in the wheel arch and so on. So this is what you will get, plus a small debris, as we say, probably the dash. I have timer now to create it, so the dash, the front part, and the stuff. So will be the same range of the part that you have for the 170 kit that I already produced. So that's it. I think for now is everything about the Esagamma E. This stuff took nearly 2 full weeks of work. I work 10 hours per day every day, so it's talking of what, 2 weeks, 150 hours. Yeah, 150 hours of work to create this master, you know. I'm really satisfied because I think I get the spot of this very particular and very common and famous truck produced by Lancia in the 60s. So that's it, guys, and see you in the next.